was still looking for one. And she looked at me. She said, well, it's not like she did anything anyway. And I said, excuse me? She said, oh, yeah, she sat in that chair over there every day. Barely helped your mom. Didn't do anything. I was like, wow. I had no idea. No one ever once told me they saw her sitting there not caring for my mom, not helping her out. Maybe helped her go to the bathroom, but not for the things that I specifically had asked for, which was having conversations with my mom, helping my mom read her People magazine, taking her for a walk, just doing activities with her, with the group, so that she would participate, just kind of talk her through it. If she was getting confused, all these kinds of things. That's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for somebody to just sit around and make sure that the facility is good. There are people who hire aides to do that.
Hi everyone, I'm Lexie Callies. Do you feel the squeeze of caring for an elderly loved one and school-aged children? Then welcome to the Sandwich Stories. Let's dig in.
Hi everybody. It's Lexie Callies with Sandwich Stories. I hope you're having a really great day. It is cloudy and yucky and rainy here in Texas, which is great because it's not 95 like it was yesterday. So I sat in the concession stands last night, selling concessions, making money for the middle school band, and it was 95 degrees for the full 4 hours I was out there. They said it was going to rain. It did not rain. It did not get cool until this morning. So yay. Anyway, so I just wanted to come on real quick and talk to y'all about, for those who have been listening for a while, we've gone through the saga of finding an aide to come hang out with my mom. And we thought we found one. Well, had to let her go. So we just had an incident. I didn't see her a whole lot. She did not work for me personally. Well, she did work for me personally, but she wasn't a freelancer. She worked for an agency. And they sent her, they said she was really good. She seemed to get along with my mom, all that kind of stuff. And then like I said, I don't like to go up there that often when she's there because I don't want someone feeling like I'm watching them. But I probably should have. I probably should have gone up there and watched her a couple times without her knowing I was there. So what the straw was for me was Friday. I went to go see my mom, and she has had a large bruise and some swelling on her lower back. And we think she probably she didn't have a fall. So we're not quite sure how it happened. It's mystery. But then we thought, did she break her tailbone? Do we need to have it checked out? So I was there Friday. And I was there for another reason. I was actually there saying, hey, to this aide, my mom is going to do physical therapy outside of the facility, and we need to do exercises. And so these are the exercises. And she kind of gave me a look like, you want me to do these with your mom? I was like, yep, I do. I need you to do these with my mom so she can be successful at physical therapy at the hospital. And so we were going over them with her. And then I was talking to her about the bruise on her back. I said, maybe if I can get an appointment right across, literally on the other side of the parking lot. There's an urgent care. They're really great. They're lovely. I've used them tons of times. I know they've got x-ray. Maybe we get an x-ray of my mom's pelvis and tailbone and see what's going on. So she said, do you want me to go with you? I said, yes, that would be great. So you can kind of know what's going on also. And she said, okay, I have to go to the bathroom. I said, that's fine. I'm literally going to walk my mom, push her with the wheelchair, walk her across the parking lot, and get her over to urgent care for her appointment. So that was at 11:45, and I pushed my mom away, and I said, it's just down the way, last building in the parking lot on the corner, right on the corner of these two streets. Called this, and I'll meet you there. Okay, great. So I get in there. I tell the girl at the front desk, my mom's aide will be coming over here. So if we're already in the back, could you please let her know and where to go? And I appreciate it. She said, yeah, sure. So I do the whole appointment with my mom. Unfortunately, we couldn't see her tailbone. She's got a little bit of constipation, so we couldn't get an x-ray of it, but we did get an x-ray of constipation. So that was confirmed. And so we got to talk to the nurses about how to remedy that. And so I did the appointment and I was about to leave. And the girl at the front desk said no one ever came in to ask where you were and what was going on. And I said, okay, good to know. Thank you. So then I look in the chart that the girl checks in and out of for the day, for her hours, and I saw that she clocked out at 1 o'clock. So for an hour and 15 minutes, she was not with us, did not know where she was. And so I don't know if she sat in her car. I don't know what was going on. Sat in my mom's room, watched TV. I don't know. And then clocked out at 1 o'clock. So that was a good hour and 15 minutes that she got paid for that she didn't do anything. And it just, she kept saying my mom was combative, which I asked all the nurses and brought it up with people who worked at her assisted living. And they said, your mom is not combative. Of all the people, this is not a thing. It's like, okay, so I don't know why she keeps saying that. And then when I called her boss, I let her know she's not a good fit anymore. This is what happened. So they were very apologetic. And they said, actually, she had put her email in saying that she did not want to work with my mom anymore either, which I found a little interesting. And so then yesterday when I saw my mom, one of the girls who works the day shift in the building where my mom goes for the day and has lunch, I said, hey, just want to let you know that I let go of my mom's aide. And so she won't have one for a while. We're still looking for one. And she looked at me, she said, well, it's not like she did anything anyway. And I said, excuse me? She said, oh yeah, she sat in that chair over there every day. Barely helped your mom. Didn't do anything. I was like, wow. I had no idea. No one ever once told me they saw her sitting there not caring for my mom, not helping her out. Maybe helped her go to the bathroom, but not for the things that I specifically had asked for, which was having conversations with my mom, helping my mom read her People magazine, taking her for a walk, just doing activities with her, with the group so that she would participate, just kind of talk her through it. If she was getting confused, all these kinds of things. That's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for somebody to just sit around and make sure that the facility is good. There are people who hire aides to do that. I'm not joking. They pay these people money to sit in the facility and watch and babysit the staff, but never once do anything with the actual resident for the family that they're working for, which boggles my mind. I don't know why people pay money for that. That's silly. So anyway, I then called her boss and said, hey, this is what I found out from one of the aides here at her assisted living. And this is what she said has been going on this whole entire time. And they're like, what? She's such a good aide. She's such a good care worker. Turns out she's probably a good caretaker when she's being watched, when she knows that she actually has to put on the dog and pony show. When she was with my mom, who was going to tattle on her? Who was watching her? Nobody. And nobody told me what was going on. So I have now learned another little thing in my cap. Learn every day. That's why I tell everybody, you learn something new every day. Ask the aides in the facility. Ask the care workers in the facility, hey, I've got this aide. Are you seeing them do X, Y, Z? If they say no, have a conversation with the aide. Have a conversation with the aide's boss. Get it remedied. I wish I had done that. I thought everything was going well, and it wasn't. Just wasn't. And so that was a lot of money that I feel has gone down the drain. It's a lot of money that in some ways I feel has been stolen from me. And it is a very expensive mistake that I have now learned from and will not be happening again. And so we are on the search again for another aide for my mom. Maybe we'll find one. Maybe we won't. It was nice to have an aide there, thinking that everything was going well, because it gave me a little bit of free time to get a few other things done in my life, or add something to my life. Like, I needed to go to physical therapy. I planned it on days that the aide was with my mom, so that I knew my mom was being well taken care of. So I thought. And I didn't have to worry about going up there to see my mom, and I could get my physical therapy done. So, yeah, so now I get to change that whole schedule around. And so, like I said, I learned a big lesson. I learned ask all, if you have an aide and you think it's going well, it might not be. It might just be someone sitting around on their phone when you think they're doing a job for you. So ask the workers in the facility. Ask them what they're seeing on a daily basis, especially the aide workers and the caretakers that work there, that work the day shift while your aide is there, and the ones that work there like the Monday through Friday 7 to 2 shift. If your aide is there, my mom's aide was there from 9 to 1. So there are certain people that would have seen what was going on with my mom and her aide every single day. So now I know. So that is the rule, and that is the takeaway today: is ask the caregivers that work at the facility what is going on with the private aide that you also have brought in. So I hope that helps some of you. I hope it just kind of puts something in the back of your mind if you need to. And yeah, so don't make the expensive mistake that I have made. But now, like I said before, I've learned a lesson. That's all I can take away from it. The whole point is just to pass this knowledge on to y'all so you don't make the same mistakes I have made that are expensive. All right. And the song of the week is Good Day Sunshine by the Beatles. I asked a friend. She said this is her go-to song. It always makes her happy. And so I said, great. If you have listened to the podcast, might know that I grew up in a Rolling Stones family, not a Beatles family. So Beatles were not played in the house where I lived. But I know some of the songs. And of course, we all know Good Day Sunshine. So this is the song of the week, Good Day Sunshine by the Beatles. And I hope you all have a really great week. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Sandwich Stories. I really hope you learned some new things and enjoyed it. If you did, tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your dad, tell everybody you know to also listen. Maybe they'll learn some new things, how to help each other out, and find us at Sandwich Stories Podcast. Thanks so much.